What is extrasensory perception? Most humans think we have only 5 senses, namely sight, smell, hearing, touch and taste. However, we have other abilities within ourselves that when we worked on or exercised can be developed in order to give us more senses to work with and therefore more information and thus increasing our knowledge of the world. There are a number of extra senses we can develop when we learn to use our innate ability, the ability we all possess. But what other information can we obtain? We can learn to hear sounds or voices that aren't heard by others. This is called clairaudience. This is not related to people who are in a mental institution, but it is about normal people who have extraordinary ability. You may hear a child laughing while alone doing the dishes and not being able to see anyone outside, in the yard or across the street. But when your son comes home and tells you he was over in his friend's house, 3 blocks away and relates a funny story that made him laugh, then it may become clear that the thing you hear is something that the normal sense of hearing would not be able to hear. Sometimes the sense of smell kicks in big time with the ability of clairsentience, or the idea of some smell or touch that might go along with some other kind of general psychic impression. Clairvoyance is a word most people know. It's the ability to know about events or objects without using any of the normal senses. At times it can also mean getting impressions of the future, but it's usually reserved for the present, here and now, generally in the form of mental pictures, sometimes like a video. Precognition is seeing into the future without using any of the normal senses. Retrocognition is the opposite of precognition because you're peering into past events. In developing extrasensory perception, or ESP, or extrasensory perception, one of the things we must do is stop the constant chatter in our minds, including thoughts, sounds, feelings. So we need to learn how to calm the mind down. One way is to focus your mind in an attempt to stop out any other type of information. There are numerous ways of working with the powers of your mind, but it takes dedication and practice and an open mind, but the rewards are priceless.
Conrad Ra is an expert in practical techniques for personal and spiritual development. He is the author of Forbidden Secrets of Personal and Energetic Development. Visit his website for a free newsletter filled with tons of great tips and advice. www.greaterhumanpotential.com